Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you here talking a little bit of Raid. It's gonna be one of those opinion videos. It won't be super ranty. I know an increasingly minority of you guys have been giving it to me like, Ash, okay, bro, you've made your point here the last week on Raid in your frustrations with the Primal Shards, primarily around the cost and what could have been, really, you know. But I went to record my normal content, and trust me, this is gonna be my last opinion video on the topic, at least for the next week. I can promise you a week, right, guys? But I wanted to it didn't feel normal for me to sit down and record, you know, a champion guide or something like that today, because I felt like I wanted to bring this conversation to its natural conclusion, at least for me, for right now, okay? And I want to touch on what could have been, and where do we go from here? Basically, is Raid Shadow Legends even worth playing anymore? Because all you're doing is complaining all the time, Ash. I actually got a comment like that in my last video, so I want to address it head on, right? Talk a little bit about any changes that I'll be making, right? Now, we have a pretty damn stacked account here. You know, a bunch of fully empowered champions on the old main account, a bunch of +4s. You guys know, like, we spent a lot in this game over the years, and I'm gonna continue to do shard opening videos and stuff like that. Let me just kind of cut to the chase about my own habits. I will not be buying. We actually have some Primal Shard packs that just came into the shop right now. You will not see on YouTube a Primal Shard opening from yours truly, unless it's ones that I just farm along the way, until they make some pretty major changes here, because I think it's the big spenders that need to take action here. As difficult as it is, because I'm not going to lie, even though I've been ranting and raving to you guys, I still felt compelled when this offer popped up. This is embarrassing to admit, but I'm going to admit it. I still felt like, you know what? Maybe I should just buy $300 and do I bought them so you don't have to shard opening video. That'd be easy content. But I don't want to do it, not because I don't want to make the video. I do want to make the video. And frankly, I kind of want to get my hands eventually on mythical champions to do guides on them for you guys. But the thing is, you guys won't even have them either. So what does it matter, right? I mean, I'm going to do a video for the 18 of you who have one of these mythical champions? No. So I think it's an easy decision for me not to buy Primal Shards or do any shard opening videos with Primal Shards until they make a lot of changes. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. As a Kraken, and I'm not going to tell anybody how to spend their money. I'm not going to do a spending strike. I never have done that. I never will. I just don't think it's my job to tell people what to do. But I would compel anybody who's a Kraken in this game, who spends a lot of money, to at least consider it, to at least consider not buying Primal Shards, because if you're unhappy about it, if you're happy about it, then go for it, you know? But if you're not happy about something, the only thing that we can do as players, as whales, as spenders, is not spend so they can make some changes, you know? I want to talk about what could have been. What could have been is these Primal Shards could still include rare and epic and legendary and mythical champions. I know half of you are just like, what? What are you talking about? Because ideally, for the price that you just saw 12 for $100 US, for the price they're charging, and that was a good deal. That's the best deal I've seen. For the price that they're charging for these things, you would hope they'd at least include Void Champions, at the very, very, very least, right? Certainly have a better chance than 0.5% for Mythicals. And the worst thing is, what a slap in the face of every player of this game. What a massive slap in the face to have a 2x event, not including Mythicals, but have a 2x event, but announce it a few days after they gave us all the free Primal Shard. I mean, that's so dirty. It's dirty enough to have an event and not put the whole point of the shard on a 2-time Mythicals, but the fact that they announced it a few days later after most people had probably opened up their shard, it's greedy, and it's offensive. It's offensive, you know? That being said, just let's not buy. I mean, I'm not going to buy them, and that's what I'm going to do. But what could have been? Obviously, they could have just included epic, legendary, and mythicals, and still made it. They could have still made it 0.5% chance to pull a mythical if they wanted to, but they could have bumped up the legendary and the epics a lot more. Pulling a rare from a shard that takes you a long time to farm, at least a month if you're doing daily logins after 270 days or whatever, pulling a rare does not feel good, and you can see that everywhere. I mean, there's never been an update in this game. This is the official YouTube video announcing from the Raid Shadow Legends that has been this poorly received. And part of that is just the feeling of opening up shards and getting a rare, in my case, a campaign farmable rare champion from my brand new Primal Shard. Furthermore, they tease the idea of having a free mythical for everybody, and they don't give us any idea of when it's coming or how we're going to get it or anything like that. They didn't give it to us ahead of time to enjoy what a mythical champion feels like in the game. Just have to watch a content creator or something do it. You know, it's really sad. But what could have been is they could have introduced rare mythical champions, epic mythical champions, and legendary mythical champions. That's right. It didn't have to be a new category. It could have just been a new type of champion, like an evolved type of champion, right? And then they could have kept everything the same. It could have been 1% for a legendary, 16% for an epic, and 82% for a rare. But people who aren't Krakens and whales, and when you pull a brand new rare champion that can morph or whatever the heck it is, right? That can change into the mythical version, everybody would be able to enjoy it. You know, and it would get everybody would want to buy primal shards or farm primal shards because opening a rare would be exciting. Why does it have to be a brand new rarity? Why can't it just be a morph ability on a brand new type of champion? That would be cool. Having rare champions that can morph, they wouldn't be as powerful as epics, and the epics wouldn't be as powerful as legendaries. But that would be a brand new feature that's super cool that everybody could enjoy. But they didn't do that. They made it a brand new thing that nobody can get. So why even bother covering it? And, you know, I guess that's how I feel about it, right? Now, in terms of this game, I'm still going to spend money on Raid Shadow Legends. I'm still going to do, as I mentioned, shard opening videos for other types of shards and still going to enjoy the game. I think that Raid Shadow Legends is absolutely worth playing here in 2023. If you're a new player, this game gives you a ton for free. For all the complaining that I'm doing, they give you a ton for free. And I actually got this comment in yesterday's video. This is a very good comment, guys. Tyler says, all games to compete, either you need to put in a ton of money or a ton of time or money. The skill-based game, like, say, Dota, I can't compete. I don't have the time. I honestly prefer my lifestyle, something like Raid, where I can put money to boost my account. I can play runs when I have the time or run them in the background. I am middle-aged with 4 kids. I'm middle-aged with 1 kid, but I kind of understand that, you know? I have more disposable money than I have time. So I like a game where I can think and plan and outsmart people at times, but I can also pick up my lack of time with money. Raid still takes time, but 90% is just day-to-day, just grinding, and I already planned it out, and it doesn't take a lot of active focusing on the game. However, I'm not supportive of anything Plarium does, or excuse me, I am supportive of everything Plarium does to speed up the game. Being okay with spending some to get ahead, I know is not a classical gamer mentality, but I'm not a gamer. I'm just a guy who enjoys an occasional game, and I have a lot of structure and regimen to my life. Raid fits well. Also, there are a huge percentage of things that in the Western world we do that are a quote-unquote waste of money. Stay within your means, of course, but what you do to have fun and relax with your money is up to you. I actually think this is a really good kind of reminder as to kind of why if I'm totally honest with you guys, why I really picked up Raid Shadow Legends and started to enjoy it is because I didn't have time to master those other games. So going back to the thesis of this video, is Raid worth playing now? Well, yeah, even if you don't spend, by the way, it is, because they give you a lot. They do. It's the big, dirty secret that Plarium doesn't want anybody to know about, but they do it, right? They give you enough to enjoy this game because you're never going to win. We covered a video last week with Mac Chan, a YouTuber, and another whale in the game who spent a lot of money, up to $2,000 a month at one point. And he quit the game because he felt like he couldn't keep up with the next guy. If you're paying $2,000 a month and you can't keep up with the next guy, then it's a lost cause for 99.999% of us playing this game, right? So you shouldn't look at it as a competition at all. You should look at it as a way to just enjoy the best gacha game out there, despite all the things we just complained about, truthfully, right? So, I mean, we get Dark Elhain, we get High Katoon, we get Syl the Drakes, we get Grush the Mangler, Vizix the Unbowed, we got Sun Wukong, who's amazing, by the way, told you so to all the haters out there. I don't know, whenever I'm high on one of these these free champions, like I was with UDK and Ninja and Ronda, the initial first couple days, I get the haters being like, dude, you're just saying the champion's good, they're trash, overrated, mid at best. A lot of you guys, and now I see other content creators. Shinny put out a Sun Wukong better than Rotos this morning or yesterday, and I'm seeing a lot of high end. He's being used all over, you know, top 100 live arena, top arena. He's a really, really cool champion. Anyway, he's free. He's still free at the time of this recording. So you can go in and claim him, right? Very cool champion. But there's been a lot of champions like that just give us for free on top of the other champions in the daily login rewards and campaign farmable champions. The whole point here is you just don't have to spend money on this game. You really don't, you know? It's going to take you a little bit longer. And if you want to spend money to catch up, that's totally cool as well. You can do that, right? Be smart, of course, with your money, and to that commenter's point, do it within your means. If you're overspending and you know who you are in Raid, just take a step back, because it's not worth it. Who you're competing against? Nobody. You're not competing against anybody. But I do think, with all that said, despite the mythical champions in this game, and as I said, I'm not even going to have them. Yours truly, I'm not going to have any of these mythicals, because I'm not going to open unless I get super lucky. I'm just not going to do it. But even despite these mythicals, like, they're super cool, man. They're super cool champions. But it's who cares? It's fluff. It's fluff. It's there to make you spend money at this point, the way that they have it set up, I think that the last week for me, and I guess I'll wrap on this, it's just been me frustrated with how cool this could have been, right? How cool this could have been is my main frustration here. But ultimately, I still love this game. And we have the control over if we spend or not, and we have that control, and you can enjoy the game very well. You can even get to the end game. You can complete everything in Raid Shadow Legends without spending. It would take you a long time and a little bit of luck along the way too, right? But you can. I mean, I mentioned I featured two videos. My thumbnail artist, Henrique, his free-to-play account, and he's almost beat everything in the game. He has not completed all 10 hard stages of Fire Knight Hard, and he has not completed, I don't think, the final few stages of Phantom's Grove, but that's like the newer hard content in the game, right? And he hasn't spent any money on the game. So you can do it if you have the time, right? If you don't have the time, but you have a little bit of money, you can progress a little bit faster. But at the end of the day, there's so much to do in this game. They're giving us a lot of free stuff in the game while also bending us over for expensive stuff that you don't have to buy. But it will keep you occupied, and you'll enjoy the experience of Raid. I think if you like games like this, kind of an RPG element, hero collector type game, with, as I said, probably too much to do, right? But the beauty is, even with that, even with too much to do, they still institute time-saving mechanics to this game. And I really think, and I'm not just saying all this just so I keep you guys as viewers, I promise. I really think if I take a step back and just make the decision not to spend a lot, or not to support the new feature, for example, right? I haven't bought Soulstones in a long time too. I promised you guys 6 months ago, I said they're overpriced, man. I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to stop doing it. And that's gone well for me. I haven't even felt like I've fallen behind, honestly, by not doing it, because I don't endeavor to be the top player in the game. I just endeavor to enjoy the game with you guys every day. So I think that, listen, this game has a lot to offer. But, if you're unhappy, maybe do what I'm doing and just don't enjoy the monetary elements of the game, but enjoy the game for what it is. So guys, I actually feel a lot better by having this conversation with you all. So thank you for taking the time to watch. I promise we'll back to normal content tomorrow. Let me know how you feel about everything now that we've had a little time to digest it all, right? Much love. And as always, take care, guys.